as long as it's a conforming use on that property.
This is one of those things that lawyers like to call legal fiction. That yes, we get that it's perhaps against the law, but we can maybe allow it in this one instance. The problem, of course, is when you allow it in one instance, the next guy's going to say, well, what about me? And we can't play favorites.
Well, I'm not suggesting that we break any laws or anything.
No, but you can see the problem that it causes.
I'm merely putting a hypothetical. If we're consistently running against some of these problems, and this seems to be a theme of people want to use their properties in creative ways that run up against the one use per property issue time after time again, is it maybe time to take a farther back look, and what are ways that you can work within that?
And you're not wrong. I have the same feeling sometimes, but there are reasons why we have these policies in place. I'm going to go back to what Mr. Hall was saying earlier. One of the reasons we usually only allow one use per property is because, so let's say they're sharing water and sewer. And the water and sewer backs up and they go, that guy's the problem, not me.
Oh, absolutely.
So now the city's in the tough position of, well, what do? It just simplifies things sometimes.
No, in my hypothetical, if all of the uses on that property, and maybe that's not the case, were storage and warehousing, and it's just being leased out to various people, then that's where I didn't see an issue.
Sure.
But I don't know that that's the case. That might be a hypothetical that doesn't apply to this situation. Or a fiction. I like this kind of fiction.
What do you mean by warehousing?
Well, it sounds like what Mr. Conley is indicating is that on the northern parcel, all that's being done is salt storage and some other kind of storage.
That's their body shop, right?
No, the body shop is the north.
Little farther than
There's
that.
building one.
Yeah.
Body shop is MCU.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I thought you meant where the tire shop was, that building.
Yep.
Are y'all not, I thought y'all were using that as a garage.
We are, and then between the body shop and the tire shop, there's two other buildings. And we
Right.
use one of those two buildings to put our lawnmowers in.
Exactly, which is what Saturn or the tire place did too.
Right.
They store tires in it. But he is using the building there as a shop too. I mean, it's not just warehousing, so I don't get it.
The problem is where the lot line is, because the lot line is actually here, not here. So those buildings 1 and 2 are not actually on his lot, which is why there's the issue.
Okay.
I have a question for Mr. O'Donnell. The property that you are on, are you buying that, or are you just leasing that property?
Right now, we're leasing it, but we are gonna buy it once everything's good, and I can for sure do it.
Okay. I suppose one thing, I don't know, if the lot line was changed so that these buildings were part of that property, would that then fix this issue if they wanted to try and go about it that way?
I suspect it would, but that's between the private individuals whether they want to sell or split the property and rejoin it. Although Mr. Johnson's desperately looking for something.
Yeah,
so.
Just in case we can't find a way to work around it through here, I'm just wondering if that's even an option.
Well, it's an option if the lots they're creating meet the B3 lot width and size standards. If you take away land from the lot to the north and add it to the lot to the south,
Right.
the lot to the north would have to have at least 100 foot of width and 15,000 square feet of lot area in order to be considered a legal lot to be approved as part of the split. And then you have new lot line. Do the existing buildings that are there, do they meet the setbacks, or are you creating another zoning violation? So,
Right.
Mr.
Okay, building number 1. You're storing what in there?
Just equipment, lawnmowers, basically it's lawnmowers.
So isn't that more a garage than a warehousing? I mean, if you're storing your equipment, and I'm just trying to understand this whole thing. if you're storing the equipment that you use on a daily basis, whether it be lawnmowers or snow blowers, in that building, that isn't another use, is it?
It's part of the contractor business.
And he's the contractor.
She doesn't understand those split there, which is what I was confused with too. Those two buildings, the 1 and 2, aren't on that piece of property is what, he was saying. They're actually part of NCU's lot.
Oh, I see that yellow line, I thought that was,
So 1 and 2 is on
So
two,
that's-
is on 260.
The lot line's actually to the right of those buildings, not to the left of it, as you're looking at this picture.
See, that's what confused me too.
If you go to page 64, it actually shows where the lot line is, if that helps.
okay, thanks.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Now, of course, I don't know what happened in the past, but all, looks like 3 properties in a row, 228, 260, and 276 are all owned by the same person or same group. Again, this might just be one of those things where, they kind of just did what they wanted to do up there, didn't seek permission, maybe just asked for, forgiveness afterwards. But all 3 of these properties seem to have been kind of used in conjunction with each other without regards to what the zoning ordinance said. So now we're trying to impose a zoning ordinance on something that's kind of existed, which is why they're not playing ball with each other.
Our buildings were there pre-existing forever,
Yeah.
except the new one, the tire shop.
Right, so what, Jeff, what do you need from the applicant then on those 2 buildings that are not on the property?
Well, we would need a legal description for the property that the special use permit would be applied to. But then, which we can do, or they can do. I think then the question is, are we authorizing 2 principal uses on the same property, which would be at 260, the lot to the north? You know, arguably, the fact that he has 2 buildings there is that is most of his principal use on the property at 228, and only a little bit of it is on the property at 260, so that's not the principal use of the property at 260. It becomes an accessory use. That's kind of a judgment call that we might have to put on our wizard hats and decide, you know, what's the intent of the zoning ordinance and what's actually happening here in terms of the legal.
Okay. So, but what do you need him to give you in order for you to put your wizard hats on to do that?
The legal description for the special use permit. So it would be 228 North Main, and then how many feet of the property at 260 North Main would that apply to? It would be just beyond the existing building, I suspect. How many feet is that? I don't know.
So, I have a quick question. The salt storage that's behind the equipment storage, is that building that y'all put up, is that right?
They still haven't received accessory building permission for that because we've been waiting to see what the planning commission was going to do about allowing the building.
I know.
Yeah.
If that can actually be, if they were to move that,
They're still using a little bit.
I mean,
Well, so I think they're indicating that they're using one of the permanent buildings as well on 260. But again, that's a question for the applicant.
I would say having the applicant get with Mr. Johnson and Mr. Lomax and bring it back to us.
and Scott,
There is room on 226 to build another equipment storage building
Yeah,
and
and
a salt storage building.
that's where I was getting at.
And then all these other issues would go away. Did you want to give some feedback at this point on the barbed wire, the landscaping?
We're gonna go through those other things there. So, Mr. O'Dowd, the barbed wire, you had that removed, so that needs to be indicated on your site plan that that would be gone. Planning commissioners, what are your thoughts about the black screening on the fence as opposed to, I think originally it was like slats is what we were talking about?
I like the screening a lot better, because I've seen slats, and I don't think it looks as good as the screening. With the slats, you can see through it, and I think the screening looks a lot more professional, to be honest with you.
If my choice was between screening and slats, sure, screening's better than the slats. But it isn't necessarily either or here. So,
But, yeah, we're just trying to give them some direction to.
Well, again, sorry to intervene, but part of the problem is the applicant has chosen to put the screening up before getting approval for the screening. So he's kind of backed the planning commission and the city into a corner here saying, look what I've done, please approve it. This body might be benefited by putting together guidelines and requirements for screening in the future so that we can say, hey, you can't use slats, you can't use this black fabric, you have to put X, Y, Z. That way we're on better ground to say, hey, applicant, you should have, known before.
I would be inclined to let that continue with, after looking at it. But I would like to readdress it
With a different
with a different,
other applicant.
to neaten up the language so it's clear
Right.
what executive parameters are.
Right, number 4, the parking, you have that, the one spot that doesn't meet the setbacks, you're talking about making that a landscape island.
Can we just leave it in that park there? And we honestly don't ever park there.
Well, then you can't mark it as a parking spot, right? So,
Yeah, it's up to the commission. I think in the past, for the community center to the north of that, they had the same situation, and we required that they put some landscaping in there. Preferred landscaping to the south, they go back and check. You might have done the same thing. It's just a chance to try to correct, bring this use into compliance with some of the conditions you would apply. If this was a brand new use, you would require that.
I would also point out that the community center is a non-profit group. This is a business, which is in the business of making money. So if the non-profit group's going to spend the money to put a landscaping in, there's no reason why a business making money shouldn't also be able to do that.
So we have to cut that spot out and turn it to lawn, or?
it doesn't have to be lawn.
Put a planting island, with a raised, some kind of framework around it, I suppose, might work, but you put soil on top of the asphalt, where's the water gonna go, so.
Right, no,
That doesn't work.
I mean, my wife has proposed we just put giant 40-gallon buckets out in my house with plants in it. So I don't see why that wouldn't also work.
Folks, let's,
So if you guys put outside in front of the building here, a box like that would be appropriate, right?
I don't see why not. It's pretty
Yeah.
landscaping. Yeah.
Same thing,
right.
a planter box.
A couple of them, that way, then I'll put a Christmas tree in it in the winter.
Okay, landscaping, number 5 on Mr. Johnson's memo. We've got a couple of things there for both the east lot line and what would be the front entrance, right along North Main Street. What would you like to see from the applicant there?
East lot line, you do that.
Yeah, that's the back entrance.
Yeah. It does.
So I said the east is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I should point out, it doesn't matter that it backs up to a park. I believe with preferred landscaping, I reviewed it with them, and it was largely, I don't know if the word tree is appropriate, but it is covered in vegetation. And I think the point is that it's creating a natural screening. So I haven't had the chance to go out to this property and look at it from the backside, but I guess that's what I would like to see, is some kind of natural screening. Whether they have to add something or not, I don't know.
On page 85, the photo taken, it does show the vegetation. I don't know how recent this photo was taken.
What is it?
Well, the stuff that's already there can be counted towards.
Would they prefer like full screening, or is like consider that sufficient screening?
My recommendation would be that we go with what we have required.
So you might want to require applicant to count the number of trees and/or large bushes that are out there, and then supplement that with what the requirements are.
So on your site plan, you can mark them.
And if it matches what we're looking at right here, I mean, it looks like it has 7 trees there from what I
Be
can see.
close, right?
So as long as that's not substantially changed.
So yeah, you can like mark what's already there and then say, this is what we're gonna plant. Let's see here, and irrigation. Do you want those landscape areas to be irrigated?
Well, they're a landscaping company. I'd like to think that they can keep some plants alive, whether it's underground irrigation or not. I don't know, I've never installed an underground irrigation system. I don't know how expensive it would be. I don't know what kind of technical difficulties they might have with asphalt being in the way or something like that. I would indicate that if we don't require irrigation system of some kind, underground irrigation system, there are requirements that they do keep the shrubs and the trees alive. And so if something were to die, we could later come back and say, hey, that's dead, you gotta replace it. So it's in their best interest to keep it alive. I don't know if they want to run a hose out there every other day during the summer or what, but that is an option, I think.
So it's just that it's irrigated, it doesn't really say how it's irrigated.
I don't know, Mr. Johnson, have you read that ordinance recently?
Well, when I did this, it says it has to be irrigated. Whether it's underground irrigation, I'm not sure it says that.
If the planters out front, they'll be sure to water them.
Just needs to be irrigated.
And if it's a above ground box of some kind, I don't think underground irrigation is possible for that.
No. It can connect it to that.
And so then lighting, you need to
This thing underground.
give a description of your lighting and make sure that that meets that. Waste container, I think, is already addressed. So, yeah, I would suggest, once you get this, the sooner that you can get it back to Mr. Johnson for him to review, the sooner we can get it, back on. Mr. Womack, I know we tabled this, so what, and looking for your guidance on this, is it better for us to table it again? If we do, it means it's gotta come back up on next month's agenda, or is it better for us to just not approve the special land use so we can just have it off the agenda until the applicant's ready?
Well, we do have the additional problem of if he's going to use the property to the north, we have to renotice the special land use and add that additional property to it. So, I don't know, Mr. Johnson, do you have an opinion?
Well, he's gonna be submitting a new application with a new legal description.
Yeah.
So it might be better if he just withdraws the existing application, at the same time he submits a new one with the proper legal description on it, then this one just goes away.
Do I combine the two addresses then, for the two properties for the one special land use, or should I get another special land use for the other northern property?
Well, the other building you're not using on the property to the north, you said that's just used for storage?
Yeah.
What kind of business is the storage? Is it?
It's like our lawnmowers and stuff, we unload our trailers at Bend Bay, park the mowers in the barn there to the north.
Well, I mean, the other building that you're not gonna use, there's a building.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing, Scott's got cars and motorcycles and boats and stuff just stored in there.
Is it business? Are you renting it out, is leasing it?
No.
Personal.
Yeah,
Personal.
it's all his stuff.
It's still zoned commercial, so we could do that. He's just not doing it right now. So, that's back to the, how many uses do you allow in one parcel? I'm not quite sure how to get out of that box.
That's where you guys put your wizard hats on.
Yeah.
This might be, like Mr. Conley was suggesting, a situation where applicant goes to the less says, hey, you don't mind if I store some of my property in the northern parcel, but it's not part of his business. But that would be the only thing he'd be allowed to do there then, is store his equipment. Again, it might be a legal fiction.
Into accessory use.
I'm sure you don't know myself.
So can the applicant tonight, can he withdraw this, or do we have to actually vote on it?
I wouldn't vote on it. I think you can note for the record that you were unable to process the application as submitted because it doesn't accurately reflect what he's asking for.
Okay.
So then it's up to the applicant to withdraw the application and submit a new one.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah.
I have a question for Mr. Womack and Mr. Johnson. It says in here for waste container that he's going to be using a dumpster on the adjacent property. Do we need something in writing for that to confirm that he has an agreement to be disposing of his trash, or is it fine for him to just say that he's doing that?
You're right, he is. They should provide some indication from whoever dumpster it is that they have the right to use it. I assume it's on the next property.
Yeah, the body shop.
Yeah.
Not on his property, so I would think we would adopt it.
Also, under the ordinance, the new dumpster ordinance, anytime a property is improved, changed, etc., we can require them to install a dumpster enclosure which meets the ordinance. So I'm not sure if what they're proposing is meeting the ordinance or not.
Right.
And that's definitely the direction the city's trying to move into. So we may ask the applicant to provide information related to the enclosure as well.
You mean to have their own?
Well, either have their own on their own property,
Right.
or if they're using the ones in the north, that be brought up to code if it's not already. Conveniently ignoring the question of whether that's creating another headache for us in regards to transporting his trash onto somebody else's property to dispose it. I'm not sure if that's a part of the business or not.
No.
I can get a dumpster, I mean, that's not a huge deal. We can get a dumpster that rolls in and out of our shop. Scott told me I can use the dumpster, so we put our 2 cans a week in there and that's it. If I tell him I gotta put up an enclosure around that, he's gonna freak out.
Yeah. It's not on the property that he's using, so we have jurisdiction on it.
Well, yeah, because he's asking for it to be part of his business under the special
If
land
he puts
use.
one on his property, that he's special land use.
You're gonna have a dumpster, and it's gonna be inside your garage, and you're gonna roll it out to empty it. And that's an enclosure.
Right, yep.
I would put that on the site plan or some indication how you're gonna deal with that.
Note that.
Right. So, since we don't have enough information on here to make any kind of ruling, we'll just consider that matter closed for now, and you can get with them and resubmit for, make sure that you're aware of the dates, because we have dates that things have to be published for public hearings. Okay, so.
On the dumpster thing, this is just a question. If my fence and everything is screened and you can't see in there anyway, do we still have to have it in an enclosure?
The screening is for the outdoor storage. The enclosure is for the dumpster. That's how the ordinance works.
Okay.
But if you do keep it inside the building would be considered the enclosure.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, item B, preferred landscaping, would also like to do the fabric fence stringing rather than the slats. So, since we were predisposed or kindly disposed, I guess, for Mr. O'Dowd for doing that, is that your same preferred?
Yeah.
Very sure.
And then,
I think it definitely looks better than the slabs.
but I think that we do need to, down the road, let's
Right.
ask more.
Yeah.
Correct.
Especially in light of the fact that the dumpster enclosure ordinance was pretty specific about what we want to see there.
Right.
I think it's fair play to do with the screening as well.
All right, so I'll make the motion that we allow preferred landscaping to install the fence fabric rather than the French slat fence 10 slats that we previously approved for them.
Second.
Any other discussion on that? All in favor, aye? Opposed, no. Motion carried. Right, returning back to our long list of parcels that we had there, that for being moved from residential, rural residential to R1. I'll make that motion that we recommend to the city council to approve that list that we identified and presented and discussed in our public hearing.
Second.
Any other discussion on that?
I was happy to see people turn out, good
Yeah.
question.
I like that, too. All right, all in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries, thank you. Ms. Johnson, any correspondence to share with us?
Not at this time. Did you want to set a public hearing for the remaining conversion of the MU to I-1 or converting miscellaneous single
Oh, yeah.
persons?
Can we do that in time for our November meeting? Do you have enough time to? Because I think we've discussed everything on that that we need to, so.
And if not, maybe you could authorize staff to set it for the next available opportunity.
Okay. Yeah.
We would ask you to choose which one you want to accomplish.
Yeah, let's do the, you want to do the MU?
Yeah.
Sure. For the industrial? Okay. So, first available date that you think it's appropriate to put it on there? After you look at all of our past notes? All right. Ms. Womack, you got anything for us?
No, I mean, this was obviously a messy meeting. This stuff is messy, and we've been desperately trying for years now to make it smoother and smoother. Obviously, we see there are things we still have to work on. But we also have to remember that it's not always us being the problem. Sometimes the applicants and the property owners, they want things to be simple based on how things have always been. And we are trying to improve the city, and sometimes those two things clash. But I think we're doing the right thing, and we're doing our best to work with applicants.
Okay. Planning commissioners, anything that's on your mind you want to share?
Go for Mr. Watson.
Thank you.
I would encourage you when, watch your email when Rebecca sends out any notices for some training. Please take advantage of that, because that'll really help you, and then you'll be, this will start making, this language make a little bit more sense.
And Mr. Watson, you should probably stop in the city hall at some point and sit down with staff. We can talk to you about how we can assist you, and I think I do have a handbook for you to take home and read.
Should have that one I gave you.
Well, several, I'm sure.
I did provide you some information for you.
All right, Mr. Hall, anything that you want to update us on city council?
Thanks for all your help tonight, and we have a full staff now here on the planning commission, so we're moving in a good direction, getting people involved. We have a lot of business going on in the city, and we're constantly looking to bring more, so I'm sure we'll have some more agenda items here for the planning commission.
I'm sure.
And you folks make the good decisions on the direction and the growth of our community. Well, thank you one and all.
Mr. Johnson, you have anything for us?
Nothing further to add.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So we'll
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, no? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Sounds like you have like a